Welcome into the CHGO Bears podcast. We are getting closer and closer to Bears-Packers on Sunday. Today is Wednesday, sort of the unofficial mark of the game week starting. Bears back on the practice field. We're going to have Nicholas Moriano from House Hall here in a little bit. Adam Hogue, Mark Carman, Greg Braggs Jr. with you as we continue to break down this big game on Sunday. And we got a big guest off the top. But before we get to that, I have to tease a little something because we have a big shirt drop coming in about 20 minutes.
Shirt drop.
Lot of
what do we have,
options.
3 new ones?
Three shirts. There's a crew neck if you're a diehard. There's a hoodie. We got lots of stuff coming.
It's
The Carm shirt is finally out?
Yeah. Arguable
Gonna be awesome.
Carm.
arguable Carm. Okay. Well, that's all coming your way in about 20 minutes. We're going to reveal all that here as we are very excited about the football season starting. And no better way to start the football season with one of the absolute best, Kevin Burkhardt from NFL on Fox, and he's calling Sunday's game with Greg Olsen and Aaron Andrews. Kevin, appreciate you jumping on with us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys. First of all, can I get a shirt when they come out? That they sound, awesome. I want one. Can I get one of those?
Well, we could probably find some way to deliver it to the booth on Sunday, probably.
Sounds great. We'll have snacks in the booth. So
The new one's
New
probably
trade.
not. I don't think the new
You're
one's.
getting every shirt we have, Kevin, or at least like 5 of them. We were hoping that you would ask for one as we were talking to you today, and I said we're getting him every shirt he wants. That's happening, so we got you covered. We assume you're a large. You look like a large.
I'm like a medium, actually. But,
Oh,
if
wow.
you're asking, there you go.
There we go.
Okay.
Now
Well,
we know.
look,
Okay.
we got the most important question out of the way. I think that was
Got
it right
that
there.
out of the way.
Yeah. Hey, so you guys get to call basically the best game of the week all season. That's got to be super cool for you. I'm just wondering, Bears-Packers, week 1, great time to be in Chicago. Certainly beats late December or something like that. Just what's your level of excitement for this game and coming here this weekend?
Listen, a couple things. I love coming to Chicago, and I love doing Bears-Packers. I've done a lot of those games in my time at Fox, and they're the best. I mean, the rivalry-wise, there's nothing better. So I enjoy it, and I've done them in December. I did a game there when I think it was 6 degrees. Unfortunately, it was like a Jordy Nelson 60-yard bomb at the end to set up a game-winning field goal for the Pack. Sorry about that. But so I'm excited, and I haven't been in Chicago in a while. I mean, I go back to 2016 when I was there. I felt like I was there for a month with the Cubs, which was so much fun. So, we were talking before. I just feel like talking to so many Chicago buddies that they're so amped up for the Bears. It feels like kind of like an opportunity for new life. So I can't wait. I'm always excited for the football season, but this is just the perfect way to start.
Kevin, I want you to settle a pre-show argument for us if you can. You get to talk to these guys behind the scenes. I'm of the mindset that this game is huge because it's week 1. You want to get a win. You want to play well. Your family's watching. Maybe it's your contract year, all of that. And then there's this huge talk. This is the rivalry. They really care about beating Green Bay. Adam Hogue hates this conversation, by the way. In your experience, do you think guys, coaches, care about like the old school NFL rivalries, or is it more like to the guy to my left who is going to cry if the Bears lose to the Green Bay for the 9th straight time on Sunday?
Well, Mark, what I would say is when you're 6-25 against a team at home in the last 1 years with Favre and Rodgers, I think you care. And I think that, what I've known in the, last decade at Fox is when we have these games, whether it's Green Bay, Chicago, Eagles, Cowboys, along those types of lines, I think guys, majority of them do actually care. They know there's some history there, but I think this is bigger than the, century-old rivalry. I think this is just they've gotten owned by Green Bay, and it feels like with Rodgers gone, and they've gotten rid of a lot of guys. Actually, it feels like this is an opportunity to finally get on top and to take it back. So to me, it's even more than just the rivalry, which is obviously one of the best in the sport.
I mean, and to that point, do you think, in my lifetime, I think I was maybe 6 years old when Brett Favre started being the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. Do you think that this is realistically the first time I can say that the Bears have the better quarterback going into a game against the Green Bay Packers?
Yeah, Greg, right now they do because there's nothing to base it on, right? You're looking at Jordan Love. He had one start in the COVID year when Rodgers, I think he failed the test and he was out against Kansas City. They got beat up. He didn't play well. That was a few years ago. And then he played the fourth quarter of last year's game at Philly when they were down 2 touchdowns, and he played well. They came back and made it a game. That's it. That's all you have to go on Jordan Love. So really you're basing it on there's no idea. With Fields, I think all the stuff you saw last year is so exciting. We know what he was at Ohio State. And so you have the ability to think, man, what can he be? For me, I think there's so many different conversations about Fields, and I know you guys have it every day. But I think really the guys are Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, right? Because I know the easy narrative is, you don't want him running as much, you want him pass. I hope he runs just as much. I think it's a huge weapon. But he has to be better passing the ball this year. And they helped him by going out and getting a better offensive line, we think, and by getting DJ Moore. But that's where those guys got better. Like Hurts and Allen in year 3, go look at their numbers. They both exploded in their third year in the league. So I think that's the benchmark for Fields this year, at least in my eyes.
How weird is this even just for you to go into a game like this and Aaron Rodgers is not involved in it? And then do you sense from whoever you've talked to on the Packers side of things so far that there's this level of unknown still that they might even feel within their team? In other words, how is this all going to go with, a new quarterback for the first time in a long time?
Yeah, Adam, I think the unknown word is exactly it. They are, doing, my prep, and I'm still, I'm halfway into it. We got a way to go, but I'm looking at this Packers team and man, these guys are this is not the normal Packers. They're the youngest team in the league. And the thing that's interesting to me is their skill. We know about the quarterback, but their skill guys, there's no veterans there. I mean, their tight end room is basically now with the Bears with Tunyon and Lewis, right? Their receivers, we saw them last year. They had their moments last year, but they're kids and Dobbs and Watson and their third guys are a bunch of rookies as well, mixing in. Not exactly sure who's going to play for them yet. So they're exceptionally young. They're exceptionally different than they've been. So I think the whole thing's an unknown. I mean, it's not just the quarterback, but I have no idea what the Packers are going to look like. I mean, my gut is the one thing that's constant is that they've got Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon and a pretty good offensive line. So I think you're going to see a lot of that, and then we'll see how Love evolves off of it.
So for people watching Kevin right now and want to be like Kevin when they grow up, if we have any high school YouTube fans here watching, Kevin used to do, correct me if I'm wrong here, you were doing play-by-play to Nintendo when you were a kid, dreaming of being where you're at right now. Is that accurate?
Yeah, just I thought, I'm going to call a Super Bowl one day, right? Doing Nintendo Tecmo Bowl, as a matter of fact. And that was it. Look, we all are in this business for the same reason, right? We all get into it because we're diehard sports fans. That's where it starts. So I always wanted to be an announcer, and I was a Tecmo Bowl nut, and I used to have a tape recorder, and I used to announce the games. So shows you what a nerd I was and still am. But yeah, that is officially how I got my start, if you can believe it.
All right, who is your team in Tecmo Bowl? Are we talking Tecmo Super Bowl? Which is your team?
Well, I played both. The Super Bowl was a whole nother level. So in Tecmo Super Bowl, I actually grew up, which is funny. I grew up in Giants territory. My whole family was Giants fans in North Jersey.
LT.
But I grew up an Eagles fan when I was a kid. So I used Randall Cunningham in Tecmo Super Bowl was a joke. So that
QB
was
Eagles. Be correct about this.
QB12. Was it a QB12 or was it QB Eagles?
Eagles. No, it's QB Eagles.
That's right. So that was the guy in that game.
So, Kevin, just real fast, and we'll get off career trains because I know people want to talk Bears-Packers, but I got out of school. I had no plan. How do I get an internship so I can see Michael Jordan in the locker room? You apparently had some confidence that you could do this when you were young. How do you explain how you got to where you're getting, did you actually believe that this could be a real thing for you, that you could get to the point where I'm calling Cubs World Series and I'm calling Super Bowls? I mean, that's the pinnacle right there.
Yeah, I mean, you dream, right? I think I always dreamt about it. I always wanted to do it. But I mean, in my wildest dreams, did I think that it would actually come to fruition? I mean, who knows? My whole thing is that I loved it. I know I wanted to be involved. Wasn't a very good athlete. So I said, how can I stay in sports? And that was kind of it. So, I appreciate it because it was it took me a while, right? I had a lot of small nowhere jobs that no one heard of. And so I appreciate the journey, and it's fun. I mean, I obviously love what I do. It's so much fun. I have a good time doing it.
So you're working with Greg Olsen now. If you were to do a list of regrettable trades in Chicago sports history, there's plenty that you can go to. But I know those of us that sit here on this show, we put the Greg Olsen trade up there, somewhere high on that list. But just how has he been to work with, and I don't know how much you've talked to. I'm sure you've talked to him this week or recently about this game. Like does he still get up for Bears Packers? Even though I guess most of his career was after the Bears, but I gotta feel like there's still something burning in there for Bears Packers with Greg Olsen.
Well, look, yeah. I mean, Mike Martz didn't want tight ends. I guess it didn't work out so well, obviously, right? He worked out good for Greg.
Brandon Maleuna did not work out.
No. Now, listen, I love Greg. I've known him for a long time. Actually, my first job out of college, I was announcing high school football games, and I announced some of his high school football games in Jersey. That's how long I've known him. So I love the guy. I think he's fantastic. And yeah, the answer is yeah, he's super excited to come back. His first touchdown was, I believe, in Lambeau against the Packers. I think that was his first career score, if I'm right. So, trust me, he's already ready to go, and we've talked about it. He's excited for this. But I'm just so lucky to work with him. I think he's awesome. He's fun, and the best thing I could say is, he's such a smart guy, but at the same time, he's the guy you want to have a beer with, right? That's who he is, and that's what makes it fun to be with him every Sunday.
I mean, how hard is it for you guys when you're watching the game and the refereeing for fans watching the game can just be the draw of what gets us so upset? And for you guys on your end, where is that balance of questioning what they're calling versus, just kind of taking their word for it? Because we're on our end watching the TV, and I'm like screaming at the TV, ready to break it, because obviously we want every call to go the Bears' way. So where is that balance for you guys?
Well, I mean, I'll give you yeah, look, obviously it's the same thing, right? Like we'll do the game Sunday, and half the fan base, well, there's three fan bases. There's the national fan base, and then half the fan base saying, oh, you suck, you're rooting for the Packers, and oh, you suck, you're rooting for the Bears. Not rooting for any of it, but I'll go back to the Super Bowl. Like, you had the best example is you got that hold on James Bradbury at the end of the game. And, Greg voiced it. I voiced it. It sucked because the game was an all-time classic. And I think anyone who wasn't a Chiefs fan just wanted to see the end. They just wanted to see Jalen Hurts have the ball and see what happens. That's it. We were like everyone else, just like, oh, come on, don't call that there. It was such a close call.
We were robbed of a moment.
The moment is so I think we feel it just like you. It's just that we try to be fair and try to be down the middle and be like, I think when we look at the replay, the first time we're seeing it is when you see it. It's like, oh man, I don't love it. Right. I don't, or I think that's a good call. And we also know how hard the job is. Right. I think that's part of it too. So Greg and I are the same. We're not like official bashers. We know how hard it is, but I think we've shown that we are pretty open when stuff goes on. Like, come on, you can't call that. Right.
And Kevin, everybody knows that football is king in sports viewing in this country. It's not close. You're on both sides with baseball as well. I'm curious, just from your standpoint, and there's got to be things that annoy you about calling NFL games that you think they could be a little bit better. But what do you think that baseball, if anything, can do to sort of close the gap between the two?
In terms of from a broadcasting or fan perspective?
Just to make it more interesting, get more fans in on the baseball side versus compared to how many people watch NFL games, if that's even possible.
I don't know that it's possible. And there's a lot of reasons for it. Number one, I think I think baseball's taken a lot of steps this year to get there. I mean, I really do like all the rules, and I think they've been good, and I think it makes the game better. I think the broadcasts are better because it moves. I like the fact that they're finally announcing to the fans what in the world is going on when something happens. I thought that was a big miss early on from the people in the stadium. But I think the reality is baseball is a long season that's played every single day. And football is a spectacle that's played once a week, that's played for 17 weeks. that every single human being, whether you're a diehard, whether you're casual, whether you're a fantasy player, whether you're a gambler, is into it. And, there's a reality show unlike any other. It's the NFL. So I'm not sure that it could get to, I'm not sure anything could come close to that level. But I do think, and I don't know if you guys feel the same way, I think the rules have come a long way. I really think the game of baseball has been a lot better to watch this year.
Completely agree.
I 100% agree. I think it's just the pace and keeping things moving.
Unless you're watching the White Sox. Of course.
Yeah, unless you're watching my team.
Well, yeah, the majority of the game.
No, I totally agree, and and sort of tying this all together. But one of the things I think has been great is just for you guys to have Mike Pereira at your disposal, and all the broadcasts now have a referee guy, to help explain things, especially in football. There's so many damn rules, and a lot of them are so complicated that I honestly, I don't know how a play-by-play guy or even an analyst that played the game could possibly know every single rule. How many times, in a game, when you're calling a game, Kevin, are you just sort of amazed that Mike Pereira pulls something out, some explanation that's oh man, I wasn't even thinking about it that way, because there's no way that anyone can know all those rules the way that they do, which is why I found it, just as a viewer, it's so valuable.
Yeah, Adam, he's amazing. I take a lot of pride, obviously, in knowing the rules, but he's just incredible, and I think the key there. And obviously, a lot of people and networks have tried to copy Mike, but he's really the groundbreaker in doing it, what he's done. But I think the key there is he explains it in a digestible way. So, we're watching that doesn't make sense. And he comes on and in 20 seconds says, well, this is the rule. This is what they're looking for. To me, that's it. It's this is what they're looking for. Or this is what it looks like to them. Because as a guy that's been on the field, maybe on a TV, on an HD screen, on a slow motion replay, it looks like one thing. But when you're seeing it live, it looks like another. So I find that stuff so valuable. I mean, as a broadcaster, he's a huge safety net for me. Because, again, I take a lot of pride in it. But the last thing you want to do is be wrong at a key spot. So having Mike there or Dean Blandino there to back you up, it's whew, wipe the sweat off the brow, because it helps. So no question. I wouldn't be able to do it without him.
Blandino's one of the most intimidating guys, and then you find out he's just such a nice dude. I'm a big Dean Blandino guy, just to get that out there.
We talked about it at the Super Bowl last year.
I was so intimidated by that. And he walks up,
He's
it's
got a fan club. Who knew? Wow, this is a breaking news for me.
Oh, you can tell him. We love Dean here.
He was so easy going. I'm like, wow, you're I don't know. I feel like I was going to be totally terrified of Dean Blandino, who knows all the rules. Kevin, are the Bears a playoff team? What do you think?
Oh, playoff team. I mean, if you're asking me right now, if I'm answering that yes or no, I say no. But here's a caveat with that. I think realistically for them, the goal is 9 wins, right? They've clearly made a lot of improvements to their team, but they have a lot of question marks. And I appreciate what Ryan Poles said. I mean, hey, it's 75 to 80%, there. And I think that's accurate. And I think that's, pretty fair and honest with the fans, right? It doesn't happen overnight. The roster is completely turned over. I had last Bear game I think I had Fields' first start in Cleveland. That was the last time I did a Bears game.
Oh,
and I looked at my charts from that game.
Kev, we don't talk about that game.
I know. But the point is, I looked at my chart from that game, and the roster is unrecognizable. So the point is, he's turned the roster over, and it takes time. And I think to go from 3 wins to go to, in a division which is winnable, to go to 9 wins is fair. And I think it's something that they can do. Are they the best team in the division talent-wise? I don't think so. I think, you could make an argument for a lot of teams. I think Detroit probably is, but how are they going to play with expectation? So I think that's fair. I think they're going to have a look, here's the bottom line. 9 wins and make December games mean something. I'm not living in Chicago. I'm not a Bears fan, but from an outsider, from a national guy, I think you guys would sign up for that.
So
yes.
To your point on the roster turnover, I'll give you this nugget from our guy, Nicholas Moriano, who's at Hallis Hall right now for us. You can use this if you want, because this is great. He looked at the 53-man roster. There's 12 players on the entire Bears 53-man roster that have ever beaten the Packers.
Huh.
And 9 of those players did it when they're on different teams. So there's 3 players on the Bears right now that have ever beat the Packers in a Bears uniform?
Patrick Scales.
Patrick Scales, Cody Whitehair, Eddie Jackson.
That's incredible. When you think about that, that's truly incredible. But that's why it feels like it's a possibility for a rebirth Sunday. It's like this whole, I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it honestly cannot be understated as from a Bears fan's perspective. Like with Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre no longer as a quarterback, and Justin Fields having so much on the line to prove, and that's where I did want my final question to you. You talk about the step that Justin Fields needs to take, the threshold of Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts being the goal. Do you think that we've gotten to a point with Justin Fields that we're so hyper-focused on what he needs to do to be that we're missing what he already is? Because he did things last year I've rarely seen in this city from a Chicago Bears player since Devin Hester.
Anywhere.
I've never seen a guy like this. And he's doing things Michael Vick, who is one of my favorite players to watch growing up, is doing. So it's like hard for me to not be all in on him, even though I understand he has a lot of things he can get better on.
I think that's a really interesting question, Greg, and I think it's a fair question. And when I use like the Hurts, Josh Allen thing, I'm really more looking to the year 3 improvement than necessarily like being exactly what they were in year 3. Like I'm not saying that he's got to get to a Super Bowl this year like Hurts did, right? But I like there was an article today in the Chicago papers like, okay, Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer. Can he be the guy? And what's realistic for him? And I think that's realistic is a good term. Like I said, I hope he keeps running. I hope he runs for 1,500 yards. He's electric. It's an unbelievable part of his game. But no question, he has to be better in the pass game. He has to not turn it over as much as he did, not fumble, not throw the interceptions. And in the fourth quarter, he has to make big throws. I think that's what it's come down to. Because if he does those and they win games, I personally could care less how many yards he throws for or what his completion percentage. I don't think it means a damn thing. I think it's the moments, the spot. He does have to improve in the pass game, but I think that's really well worded and well said how you put it. It's like take what he did and just get a little bit better. And you know what? With the roster getting better and weapons around him, that might be just fine.
Well, we obviously can't wait here, Kevin. We really appreciate your time today. You're one of our favorite broadcasters out there. Yes, Carm.
No pressure, Kevin. Just can't wait for the CHGO Bears shout out on the broadcast. It's gonna we're wearing the shirts that we're giving you. No, really awesome to have you today, Kevin. We really appreciate you making the time. I know you got a ton of stuff going on, and to sit here for 20 minutes with us, we all appreciate it.
Enjoyed it, guys. Have fun Sunday. We'll talk soon, all right?
All right, thanks so much. There
Thanks,
he is, Kevin Burkhardt, who's going to be with Greg Olson, Aaron Andrews, Mike Pereira, the whole crew in that the A-team, the Fox A-team, Bears-Packers. That shows you how bad the Bears have been, by the way, that he hasn't done a Bears game since the
thing we don't talk about.
The game we won't talk about in Cleveland.
Yeah, they don't get that many 3 o'clock games. They get a lot of
the Packers
primetime games. Well, the Bears get at least 5 primetime games a year, every year. But the 3 o'clock slot,
yeah, that's the Packers slot,
which is a pretty sweet slot to be in. Week 1, it's gonna be great.
You're just happy about it because it helps your tailgate.
If he comes back this year, we're celebrating it
for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. All right, now is the time. I haven't even seen these.
Neither have I,
and I'm excited. Brand new shirts, hoodies. Oh my goodness, there's a Meatball Island shirt.
Yeah, this is the Midway
We're
collection.
Here, baby.
Yeah.
Meatball Island.
Does that mean that Braggs has 2 shirts and Hogan Carm have none?
Correct.
Listen, we're a family. Correct. These are our shirts. Chicago versus everybody, baby. That's a sweet. Can
we talk about how Greg has been yelling since the show started 25 minutes ago?
I'm a loud person. I'm a loud person.
No, but you have taken it to like a 20. All right, let me turn in to Kevin Burkhardt for a second and do the play-by-play for those that are not watching this live and listening to the podcast.
That's true.
Brand new merchandise up, chgolocker.com. Go check it out when you get a free moment. We have a pretty sick Meatball Island. I don't know it's like half Ditka, half Braggs,
it's a meatball.
Half meatball.
It's a meatball.
It's amazing. And it comes in an orange T-shirt, a navy T-shirt, and then if you're a diehard, you can get a crew neck in navy. It's
so
amazing.
That's a diehard exclusive
Yes.
crew neck. That's pretty dope too.
Yeah, that one's pretty.
We have a shirt.
Take the North.
Take the
It
North.
says Take the North and never give it back. That's in a T-shirt and a hoodie in navy. That's beautiful. Anyone can get either of those. And then, as Braggs was yelling, Chicago versus everybody with a cool bear who looks like he's ready to punch Aaron Rodgers in the face. And that's in a T-shirt and a crew neck for
Not
everybody.
Rodgers anymore.
I love
You
it.
can still punch Aaron Rodgers in the face anytime you want,
That's
as far
true.
as I'm concerned.
There we go.
I would recommend not doing that, but
Yeah.
teach their own.
Vintage comment
Sweet
from
designs.
Mubs. Likes one shirt, hates the others. It's the way the Mubs
Hey,
lives.
you know what? Buy that one then, Mubs. Thanks.
Mubs is all in. He's gonna buy them all. He's just doing the Mubs.
Yep, you've been asking for it, guys. The Meatball Island shirt is here. Everybody's asking, how do I get on Meatball Island? You got to get the shirt. Then you can gain access to Meatball Island.
That's awesome. So they're all there for you. CHGOlocker.com. Shout out to Chip too, who recalled the Dean Blandino moment. I had actually forgotten that for a second. He randomly walked on our show.
I was so intimidated.
So
Yeah, he was not supposed to be
he
there.
was not.
He was lost.
I forgot that he was not a scheduled guest. And for those that don't know how Radio Row works, like every single guest out there is like got a schedule. They're working with a PR firm that's basically working the Super Bowl and just signing up whatever guest they possibly can. And whoever the PR rep was screwed up and brought him to the wrong table, which happened to us the other way. So karma, I guess. So Dean Blandino just sits down. I don't know that you guys would have known who that was if I didn't know who.
I knew.
You knew?
I knew. Yes, but it could have gone. It could have gone sideways. I knew, but did
There's
I?
no way Nick knew who that was.
Really? I feel like
I
you
don't know.
probably.
He's at the games. I don't know.
I mean, Dean Blandino is right there with Matt Nagy, Casey Standahar, and Lawrence Benedetto,
Wow.
Kevin Kana,
Wow,
someone. He's right up there. And,
That was just a great moment in CHGO history when Dean Blandino sat down.
but he was super chill and like humble. I don't know why. I was
Not
treating.
everybody in this business is a jerk.
Yeah, not everyone's like you, Carm.
I know. My ego's completely.
By the way,
out of
that's the
control.
first time
Out of
ever.
control.
That's the first time I ever had a chance to talk to Kevin Burkhardt, and he was exactly what I expected, which is a chill, like just down to earth.
He was
Speaking
great.
about somebody
He
you
was
just
great.
want to have a beer with. That was great. So shout out to Casey here.
the
who helped
fact
hook that one up.
Yeah, Casey, super helpful getting us the Kevin there. Actually, did the whole thing, so she gets 100% of the credit. But for somebody like that, or anybody for that matter, coming on the podcast, hey Adam, hey Mark, hey Greg, like he knew who we were. Like he had actually done some level of research.
Probably because Casey told him.
She's shaking her head that she didn't. That was a complete pro.
Yeah, that was.
And somebody on this podcast might have asked him slightly awkward questions, and he handled that too.
That was you.
That would be me.
Yeah, you
Talking
do know
about
this is a
baseball.
football show.
Yeah. I
Yes,
know.
but we're come
That
on. But
was
some,
weird.
I think it's
You have
annoying.
20 minutes with the guy.
I
Let's
think,
talk baseball.
but I think it's annoying when you have a guest on and you just want to grill him on the same stuff that
Yeah.
we always talk about, and nothing's about him. I think to me,
I mean, clearly,
Respect-
I appreciated the Tecmo Bowl question. I had to
respect
butt
the
in.
guest. Let them at least give a little bit of that you've done some level of respect and research on them. So for those who didn't like it, too bad. I wanted to hear about Kevin, and we got plenty of football in there too.
Somehow I stumbled into a good question or two.
We got to review the tape.
Clip it.
All right.
Finally.
We are going to talk to Nicholas Moriano here in a moment from Hallis Hall. Matt Eberflus, Justin Fields already talked today. Practice is underway right now at Hallis Hall, so we'll see what kind of updates Nick has for us. Before we get to him, make sure you get your ducks in a row. Do it. Because it's the grand reopening of Ray CDJR in Fox Lake. Flock in September 9th. Celebrate our Get Ducked event with free prizes and your chance to win $1,000. Plus, during Jeep Adventure Days, get employee pricing on all new 2023 Jeep Gladiator models. The grand reopening of Ray CDJR in Fox Lake is only on September 9th. I'm going to be there a little bit on Saturday for this. Looking forward to it. But the savings that they're offering are all month long here in September. We're actually going to talk to Ray here coming up. get his fantasy football takes for this Bears-Packer game here for Sunday. And do we have Nick?
Are we doing another ad first?
Oh, yeah, we probably do.
We definitely are doing another ad first.
That doesn't look like Nick.
I mean, really, that's the question for Carm.
You didn't stop speaking. I had a chance to talk. Thank you very much. We're talking about Splash Sports, baby. Chicago has a weekly Pick X and NFL Survivor contest for everyone to participate for real money. REAL, real money in your pocket. If you pick it well, this is what you do. Head to splashsports.com/CHGO and sign up. You want to deposit cash to get started. They link right to your bank account, or if you want to do credit card, whatever, and all the options are there. It's just $10 to enter either of the contests. It's the CHGO Weekly NFL Pick X contest and the CHGO Survivor contest. The more who enter, the larger the prizes. We are going to be running weekly contests all year, so you can, enjoy this week and you can enjoy all the weeks. Be sure to keep that link handy right there for you. Also, by the way, if you want to run your own contest, tired of being the commission on leagues, chasing people down, none of the reward, you can sign up to be a commissioner right through our link and earn money for the contest that you're already running with friends and family. So what you want to do is head to splashsports.com/CHGO to join in. And again, different contests coming out. So we are absolutely stoked to compete with and against you all. Be sure to click our link in the description. I'm already in there working on my picks for this week. Let's go.
Big time. Hey, before we get to Nick, I want to mention Bears on Kauai's Super Chat, because I don't know how long his daughter's ride to school is here. But our guy Bears on Kauai, $4.99 Super Chat, he said, hey guys, usually my live listens are during my daughter's ride to school. A shout out to Savannah would be awesome. Bear down. Shout out to Savannah.
What's up, Savannah?
I'd say we should have Nick do it, but of course.
Yeah.
No.
He would
Yeah,
bail
we
on
don't
it.
big time you like Nick did.
Savannah, you're allowed to daydream at school today if you want. Dream about the Bears. It's okay.
I think we have Nick. Let's Nick, you there?
Hi, Savannah. Hope you have a great day at school. I am so sorry again for not meeting up with Bears on Kauai. So it's a little fun me. It's my biggest loaf I've ever taken.
He's not sorry.
I think he actually is at this point.
I think we've berated him
I
enough.
think he's sorry because he's got a lot of heat for it more than anything else. Not the
Well,
extra.
it still counts.
We love you, Nick.
I love you guys too.
Nick, I want you to know I already passed along your tweet from about 30 minutes ago to Kevin Burkhardt and gave him permission to use it on the broadcast on Sunday, because it was pretty incredible. The 53-man roster, there's 12 guys that have ever beaten the Packers, and only 3 of them did it while they were Bears.
Yeah, I don't know why that sprung into my head just looking at the newness of this team, how young it is, and obviously it's Bears-Packers week. It's a big week, even though it's just the start of the season. And going through the list, I'm like, yeah, there's just not a lot of guys who have actually beaten the Packers. And 2 of the guys on that list were actually on IR. Trent Taylor with the 49ers and Justin Jones. So they weren't even a part of that game when they won. But it would be something new for a majority of this Bears team if they were to go out week 1, beat Green Bay at Soldier Field. So hopefully they can get on the right track here and start the 2023 season off right.
Nick, what was your takeaway from the Justin Fields press conference? He kind of sort of seemed like he didn't really want to be there. Maybe he's already just dialed in 100% on the Green Bay Packers on Sunday at 3:25.
Yeah, it was interesting. The energy kind of didn't seem like it was there from Justin Fields, but I thought it was interesting what he said about how teams might view playing him this season. Like, if they're going to force him to play through the pocket, and what he kind of said there, he said, that's fine by me. Whichever way we have to beat the team, that's the way we're going to do it. But for me, I think Fields, even though he's not on social media, right, that's what he always says, he doesn't read or listen to the outside noise. I think he's aware of the criticism or just his throwing ability or the consistency. We still need to see it. So I'm glad that he kind of owned up to it, that if that's the way the defenses want to play him, he's all for it. Let's go. Let's throw from the pocket, and if that's the way that you got to beat Green Bay on Sunday, he's ready to do that if that's part of the game plan.
Nick, I've been watching, some of your stuff on Twitter, and you've been doing a lot of film review here, specifically that Bears-Packers game in December last year. You know, what has stood out to you when you watch through that, and then you combine it with what you've seen here at training camp and the preseason? You know, how much confidence do you have that this next step that we all are obsessing about is going to take place, you know, specifically here week 1?
Yeah, I think for me in that matchup, like what Justin Fields credited to the success of, the offense that game, even though they only scored 19 points, is that, the offensive line played really well. There were a lot of explosive plays in that second matchup against the Packers, and two of them were against Jair Alexander, one of the best cornerbacks in the league. So I think in this matchup, Justin Fields, Luke Getsy, this offense, they need to be strategic, but also take their shots at this Packers defense. We talked about in our happy hour last night that the safeties are still a questionable group for this Packers team. I think if you're Luke Getsy, Justin Fields, you need to take your shots downfield. I think that when you still have an O-line that's still being put together, you want to minimize the chances of creating those negative plays, those pre-snap penalties. You can do that by getting big chunk plays. And so the Bears did do a good job of that in that second matchup. And I think there are going to be opportunities. Again, if that line holds up, Justin recognizes the defense. We know Green Bay likes to blitz a lot off the edges there. So it's going to take a lot of things going in the right way, the Bears being prepared for it. But taking their shots is, I think, is going to be a big part of this game plan on Sunday.
So Flus got pushed a little bit today on the interior offensive line and basically why Cody Whitehair's at guard and Lucas Patrick's at center. And his answer was, well, that's the combination we like best. Which, just to translate for everyone, it means they weren't really liking Cody Whitehair at center. Because Lucas Patrick hasn't really been out there. So I don't know what type of determination they could have made that Lucas Patrick, was the better option at center, other than it was being based on Cody Whitehair's play. Does that make sense? I mean, is that a fair way to interpret it? Because clearly they made that decision, and in not so many words, that's what Flus said today. Is that's the combination they think is best.
I think that's one way of interpreting it, Adam. I just know that we didn't even get to see a lot of Lucas Patrick at left guard last season. I think it was a total of 10 snaps in that game against the New England Patriots, and then we never saw him. But you go back a year prior, like he was the starting center for the Green Bay Packers and what they were doing with that offense. So I wonder if you look at, well, where does Lucas Patrick have the most experience recently? It really is at center 2 years ago, as opposed to what he was doing with the Bears and before he got injured. But obviously it's not the situation they want it to be in, right? And it was interesting that Flus said this too. Like, even though that's going to be the combination, Patrick at center, Cody Whitehair at left guard, still in practice they're going to switch things up because you just never know in a game, right? Like someone can go down, so you need someone to step up in that position. So they're still keeping their options open if something were to happen to one of those guys. And hopefully that doesn't, happen on Sunday.
Nick, let's rewind back to the Fields part of this conversation and whether he's going to be forced to throw the football. Teams are going to try to make him do that. What's your sense going into week 1, listening to Getsy and Flus and Justin, I guess, too, how much the Bears are just going to prioritize, we want to win the game in any way possible way that we can do it, versus we are still trying to develop the quarterback, and if that slightly or majorly impacts any one particular game, they're willing to live with that because they're looking at some bigger goal down the road?
No, I think it is all about trying to find whatever works to beat the Packers in week 1 here. And it's not going to necessarily mean, okay, we're going to have Fields throw from the pocket because we need to see what he can do as a passer. You can still see his decision-making on other types of plays, on read options and rollout, and seeing how he's still diagnosing everything. So although this is a big year for the Bears to just continue the evaluation of Justin Fields as an overall quarterback, I still think every single game plan that goes into each one of these games is going to be about what puts the Bears in the best position to win ultimately, not necessarily let's see what Fields does from the pocket, because I think there are opportunities for this Bears offense to take advantage of the edges of this Packers defense, because the interior is stout. Like, Eberflus was talking about Kenny Clark. The dude does everything. Stops the run, can rush the passer. It's just not an advantageous spot. You have to be strategic in how you attack it, but how Fields can impact those Packers edge rushers. Rashawn Gary's going to be on a pitch count. Like, you still need to take advantage of his legs in this game. And, hopefully not take any big shots in the process. But, Mark, to be completely honest, I still think that's going to be the goal each and every week. How do we exploit this, whatever defense? And if that means using Fields' legs, his ability to escape the pocket, you put that in the game plan, and you see how what decisions Justin Fields makes in the process of the plays that are put in place.
So both injury reports for Bears and Packers will be out when these teams finish up their practices today. I don't expect there to be much on the Bears injury report, but this is coming out of Green Bay because their reporters in Green Bay are allowed to put out what they see during the beginning of practice when they're out there. And this from Matt Schneidman, and Domofsky had it too. Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs not practicing today. Both will be on the injury report.
Also got a super chat from Kevin about that. Thank you, Kevin, for throwing that in there.
Also, Kevin Majewski.
My guy.
Definitely not how you say that. I apologize. He is also reporting in our super chats, $4.99, the same information.
Giving us a heads up. It's nice.
Kevin,
yeah, no, appreciate it.
Kevin, our thoughts are that this is good for the Bears. That's at least my thought. And I think it's Majewski?
Majewski. Okay.
Majewski.
That's a sweet name, by the way. I like it. Anyway, Nick, your reaction to that and what that could mean for, those two receivers out, all of a sudden I think it makes Tyreek Stevenson, this idea that they're going to target Tyreek Stevenson, which they're going to do anyway. I still feel like that's a little helpful.
It definitely is, Adam. When you look at this Packers offense, it is relatively young outside of the offensive line. You look at the skilled players, Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson, second-year players. The starting tight ends are going to be rookies, you guys. And then you have the backfield that does have experience. So that would be a huge blow, not having Christian Watson, a guy that he does a lot for that offense, you guys. A lot of the vertical shots the Packers are going to take is going to be mostly to Watson. Romeo Doubs will live more on the intermediate part of the field, but still open things up in that portion. But really, Christian Watson, that's a home run hitter. He scored a jet sweep touchdown against the Bears in that second matchup at Soldier Field. So that's definitely something to monitor, because Jordan Love still needs everything out there. It still needs all the weapons he could possibly have. Yes, you have Matt LaFleur, good play caller, but you still need your weapons and see how he can utilize them. But that's going to be big for the Packers moving forward. And it looks like, I think it was a hamstring for one of the guys. And we all know hamstring, they're tricky for sure. So definitely going to be monitoring that throughout the week.
Yeah, David Bakhtiari getting the day off too, but that sounds like, according to Domofsky, that might just be a rest day for him. But I don't know. Seems like Bakhtiari's best days are behind him. All right, Nick, appreciate the info from Halas Hall. Everybody should be following him on Twitter, at Nicholas Moriano, reading all of his information, allchgo.com. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you, guys. See you.
Bye, Nick.
And Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping, a place where all kinds of visitors are welcome to explore, discover, purchase a wide array of high-quality products. Sunnyside is everything you need to elevate your football season. What goes better with football than a trip to Sunnyside before the tailgate on Sunday, maybe?
I'm in. Let's just go completely off the rails.
No matter where you are on your cannabis journey, easy online ordering and in-store pickup, great transparent loyalty program they call Sunnyside Rewards. They're so helpful over there. You go over there, you have questions, they're going to help you find exactly what you need. There's so many options on Sunnyside's house of brands. The menu includes Mindy's with the gummies and the chocolate edibles, Good News gummies and the rechargeable vape pen. Perfect for great moments with the crew. Cresco.
I think my guy Vucci was all over the vape pen last night at Wrigley Field. Keep going.
Oh, yeah? High Supply, Floracal, Wonder, Remedy. They have all of these brands available to you at Illinois' favorite dispensary. That's Sunnyside. And through October 15th, head to sunnyside.shop. Use code CHGO25 at checkout. You'll get 25% off your total order. One use per customer, not stackable with other promotions. That's not only for new customers. Anyone can use our code. Pick up everything you need to elevate your summer. Must be 21 plus or an Illinois MedCard holder.
Can you guys believe that we've had 7 months without NFL football?
You are so adorable. Keep going.
It's crazy, right? Well, a good thing that that's all over, and now we have football this Sunday. NFL is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving you a can't-miss offer for Week 1. This week, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. DraftKings is hooking up everyone with game day greatness. All customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day this September. Check the app to see what you get. Download now and use the code CHGO to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's code CHGO only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the National Football League. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPENY or text
Hope NY.
Hope NY.
I like Hopeny. Hopany's good.
Hopeny. I don't.
That one tripped me up the first time, too. I'm not going to lie.
Hoping
Hopeny. Why?
Hope
Who
NY.
cares? Hopeny. Hope NY.
Good job.
In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See dkng.com/football for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after assurance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply.
Wow.
Don't wow me.
That was.
Don't
I'll say this.
wow
I already
me.
Carm,
took.
you're a bad guy for giving Braggs that read.
Don't wow me.
I did already take a couple bets on the old DraftKings for this weekend. They did a
made 68.
bonus. It was yesterday. I think this was a 24-hour thing, but it was Jalen Hurts or Justin Fields to score a touchdown this weekend. Anytime touchdown plus 100. I was like, yeah, I think one of them will score.
One of them do?
Either or.
Dark Onyx in chat. How much to have Braggs take all of the ad reads?
I honestly made 68 bets and went to sleep and came back and feel rested after that read. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for your efforts.
What?
I also have a Christian Watson anytime touchdown. That one now might not be
Okay, that's
a good
enough.
bet.
All right,
Sorry.
time now to bring in another guy that is very excited about this game on Sunday. Our guy, Ray Scarpelli.
Ray!
What's up, guys?
What's up, Ray? I know it's a big weekend for you guys, big weekend for the Bears. How excited are you for this Bears-Packers game on Sunday?
Man, on a scale of 1 to 10, dude, I'd put myself at a 12. I'm stoked for this game. I got a couple buddies who are going to be at the game too, so it's here, man, it's the dawn of a new era, right? I mean, you got Love at quarterback for Green Bay. We're hoping Fields takes that step this year, so no more Aaron Rodgers. So it's a rivalry game, right? We're stoked, man. I'm stoked for sure.
Are you turning away Packers fans at your door? Are you selling to them this week? Or?
Well, here, man. I mean, we're right at the border of Illinois and Wisconsin here in Fox Lake at both our Chevy and our CDJR store. So, believe it or not, we do get quite a lot of Packers fans here, but mostly everybody here at the store is a Bears fan. So, but we're not turning anybody away though, regardless of fandom.
All right.
It's an excellent problem to have when you have to sell to a Packer fan. I think our first one just popped up in the chat today. I see you ZZZZZZZ with your Packer avatar. Congratulations. Hey, Ray, let's just say for argument's sake the Bears don't play well on Sunday and they lose 21-3. This is not going to happen, but I'm just giving you a hypothetical. How well do you think you'll handle it? Do you think you'll just jump off it and say the season's over? Do you think you'll have a nice level-headed perspective and say, you know what, it's just one game?
Well, I think I'll probably have a level-headed perspective, to be honest with you, just because, I mean, there's a lot of new things going on in the game right here. We're implementing DJ Moore. We got a new running back, right, new lead running back with Khalil Herbert. So, I mean, there's going to be some growing pains, I think, implementing some new personnel in the offense. But I just don't see that happening. I think it's going to be a close game.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't win, I'm going to need that car behind you because I'm going to drive my car into Lake Michigan.
Hey,
So
man,
we're
it's
clear.
for sale. It's for sale.
Okay.
What is that car behind you?
Looks like a Charger.
Dodge Challenger, man. It's
Challenger.
it's last call for those. I got actually a bunch of them in stock. Actually,
Now, does that one got the stripes on the hood?
It's got the stripes on the hood. We got we got like colors of the rainbow, right? Like Skittles, man. We got purple, we've got green, blue, red, you name it, man. We got all the colors for the Dodge Challenger here at the store. So.
Ray, I'm going to put you in an awkward position, but if there's someone out there who, has let's just say for argument's sake, a Honda Accord with about 90,000 miles, and they wanted to get a new car, should they sell that Honda separately over here and then come to you, or do they come to you with the Honda? How would you recommend to the car
He's literally
buyer what to do?
Dude, I love it, man. Here, if I had to guess, is this person on the show right now that has that car?
Yes, potentially, but I'm sure there are other people like that person that can also relate to this question.
Well, here, I mean, we accept any and all trade-ins. So, I mean, here, come to the store here in Fox Lake, whether it's at our Chevy store or CDJR store. I mean, I'm looking for used cars. It's a crazy market out there. I'll even take the Honda.
There we go.
There you go. Okay, Ray, I want to hear your fantasy football plays for this Bears-Packer game. For those that may have missed Ray's first appearance on the show a couple weeks ago, big fantasy football guy. He's going to, every time he comes on the show, he's going to give us some fantasy football insight. So what are you eyeing up in this Bears-Packer game?
So, I mean, for one, I was watching a little bit earlier. It looks like, Watson and Dobbs for Green Bay are possibly injured. If that's the case, I mean, Green Bay is going to run the ball a ton. I'll start with, the Green Bay side of things for fantasy. Jones and Dillon are going to get a ton of work. I mean, I think you lock in Jones in your lineup if you drafted him. He's going to get a ton of carries if that's the case. If Watson and Dobbs aren't playing, Dillon will get some work too. I think Jones is still their lead guy, but Dillon will probably get some work as well. As far as on the Bears side of things, I think Herbert and DJ Moore are absolute smash plays, as well as Fields. I mean, here in our league, Fields was the third quarterback taken off the board in the third round. So, I mean, he, again, like we talked about, I mean, I'm expecting a Jalen Hurts-like season out of him. He's going to be doing, not just touchdowns. He's going to be running in the ball for touchdowns as well. But those would be my picks for fantasy to lock into your lineups for sure.
Ray, you want to give a prediction on a score?
Well, I did on the Meatball Island that we talked about last couple weeks ago. I mean, here, I'd say, I could stick with my take, right, and Bears by 3 touchdowns. I mean, here, if Dobbs and Watson aren't playing, I could see that end up happening, honestly. So yeah, I'm gonna stick on the island, and I'm gonna go with the Bears by 3 touchdowns.
Whoa!
We're gonna have to get you one of these new Meatball Island shirts we got.
Yes, exactly. I'm doing it for the T-shirt, man.
Love it.
Done deal. All right, so I was telling our viewers, our listeners earlier about your grand reopening going on Saturday. Really excited about this. I think I'm going to stop by at some point during the day, and we got this photo ready to go to show everybody.
Yes.
We're calling this guy Mr. Puddle?
Yes, Mr. Puddle. He's our official dealership mascot at our Jeep dealership. He's about 28 feet high. You can see him from like a mile away on Route 12. So, I mean, he's just saying hi to everybody out there, and hopefully everybody stops in, gets a Jeep, or even just takes a picture with them and just tag us on your socials, on our Instagram account or on our Facebook page.
So give us some more details on what people can expect if they come into the dealership on Saturday.
Well, here we got our grand reopening savings, right? We got 15% off a Jeep Gladiator. That's a deal I know over the last couple years. Deals, car deals specifically have been tough to come by, right? But that's a really good one. 15% off a Jeep Gladiator. At our Chevy store, we've got up to $6,000 off a new Chevy pickup. I've got over 100 Chevy Traxxas in transit and inbound, and that car starts for just under 22 grand. So, Carm, that'd be a good one for you to trade in the Honda on.
Let's go.
And it's a good environment here at our dealership. Everybody qualifies for our online price. No games or gimmicks, so it's a nice, quick, easy transaction. That's how we like to do it up here.
Yeah, check out the website, and you can see those prices, which we've been telling you daily are the prices you get when you go in the store. Yes, Carm?
Not a good sign that everybody on the chat right now wants Mr. Puddles to play multiple positions for the Bears on Sunday, which I think is not
You
great.
can play center.
Yeah, he'd be a good lineman.
Center, defensive tackle. Might need him at receiver.
Well, he's tall. You said 28 feet tall? That'd be a pretty good weapon.
He's huge, man.
All right, Ray, we really appreciate it, man. And, September 9th, this Saturday, is the grand reopening event at Ray CDJR. I'm going to stop by sometime Saturday, so I'll see you there. And have a great weekend, man. Bears-Packers, let's go.
Let's go, baby. Let's get a Bears W. Thanks, guys.
Good to see you, Ray.
All right, Ray Scarpelli, our guy.
Part of the Meatball Mafia.
Meatball. See, he's already, look at that. We give him a second shirt. He's already wants another one. Meatball
You know
Mafia.
what? It just came out of my head. I'm sorry. I just talk a lot.
How many shirts is Braggs going to have before somebody else on this show
You know
cracks
what?
the bank?
Give the people what they want. The people wanted the meatball. I didn't,
I'm just jealous. It's
Just
okay.
don't be jealous.
No,
just
I am.
embrace it. We're a team. This is your shirt, too. It's not just my shirt. We're all meatballs.
I don't know if Carm's a meatball.
I'm really not a part of that
You're
shirt
a
in any way,
meatball.
shape,
You
or
just
form.
need to embrace it. It's inside of you.
I'm gonna buy
It's
it.
inside of
I'm
you.
gonna buy it and wear it because I respect you and
No,
your
you
passions.
have meatball inside of you. Just let it come out. Stop.
I'll have meatballs inside of me later today. I think I'm gonna have some for dinner.
That one.
You know what I learned yesterday? Never mind. Some places don't have giardiniera. I mean, how do you have a meatball sandwich without giardiniera? Like if you're living on the East Coast and you can't have giardiniera on your meatball sandwich, what's the point?
Remember when Bargers was in here
That was so delicious.
and they brought some of their homemade giardiniera, and I have been putting that on everything.
Eggs.
Remember the old Mike North commercials where he's like, I put it on my shoe. It's about the only thing I haven't put it on.
Your boy Boogie in the chat said, Carm needs a pessimistic peninsula shirt.
Yes, that would sell. There's a lot of us that live that way. Come on.
Pessimistic Peninsula.
Put my face on and let's go. It'll sell at least 6 shirts. Come on.
That's amazing.
Fall Island's right off the coast.
That's amazing, Boogie.
That's hilarious.
And I'm just swimming back and forth.
Lots and lots of supers if we
Do we
want.
really?
Well, not lots and lots, but we got
Okay.
lots
A
of
lot.
supers. I don't know.
That's nothing.
Decent amount.
I like it.
Feel free to
Six.
keep super chatting us, everyone.
Isaac Siegel, $10 here. He says, we gonna show some love for that video by DWC Productions.
The Windy City Productions. He's a great dude. Great follow on Bears Twitter. He put out a 2-minute hype video for the Bears season. He does them every year.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's great.
So awesome.
So
Someone send me. Send
I
it to me.
retweeted it, but I'll send it to you guys in Slack. It's he does a fantastic job.
Of course, that's a friend of yours.
Bears Twitter, we're all friends,
I
and
understand.
you're on Bears Twitter, so you're their friend too. Keep up.
You're the mayor of Bears Twitter. Did you agree with that?
Yeah, I anointed him that like a year ago.
You are the mayor of Bears Twitter. You don't need to do anything else with your life. That's an incredible accomplishment. Continue on, please.
All right. Eric, Porcel, 499. Over under DJ Moore, 99 yards, 1 touchdown, and the defense totals 3.5 sacks. Well, I'd take the under on the sacks.
Ditto. I'd take the under on everything
Maybe
on
like
there.
a quarter of the sacks they had last year.
The touchdown feels like the most likely, Eric, in my mind.
I don't know. I mean, DJ Moore could.
99
I
yards.
think he's going to pile up some yards. I think I would take
Either
the
the-
over on the yards, but under on the touchdown. We talked about that yesterday. Not a huge touchdown guy, which is maybe why I shouldn't have drafted him in fantasy, but I did.
It's a
Claypool in the last round.
You swung
That's
me in
just-
5 seconds. I might like yards over
That's
touchdown.
Just what? That's just what?
You and
You're gonna
Claypool.
find out.
Get a room.
Week 1.
You're gonna end up in the
Yeah,
whirlpool.
get a room
with
right across the
Whirlpool.
hall. Like didn't we
Yeah,
talk about that
yeah.
yesterday? Right.
You and
You don't just say week 1 anymore. It's in 4 days.
you and Whirlpool are gonna be whirlpooling.
I don't even know what whirlpool.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Claypool.
When you're not on the field, you're in the whirlpool.
Oh, and his name's Claypool, like he says.
Or
so
when
that's
you're at
interesting.
in Indianapolis Airbnb, you're in the whirlpool.
You're a whirlpool guy.
Is he on the injury report, or is Romeo Dobbs and Christian Watson? That's right, not.
Hey,
Chase
let's go,
Whirlpool.
baby.
This time the injury drink's not me. If that dude ends up on the injury report in an hour,
I will cry.
I did not do it. There's still time left in practice.
I love Chase Claypool's comment on one of the last Bears videos. This is a hugely important year for me to prove the people that believe in me correct and to prove my doubters wrong. Dude's motivated. Let's go. Claypool. Victory. Bears. Fitz.
Fitz Leland.
I drafted 3 Bears in my
Okay.
fantasy:
Homer.
Fields,
No one cares.
Claypool, and Roshan Johnson. He's going to be RB1 by week 4.
I did the same thing, but
Too much
instead of
fantasy talk.
Claypool, I have DJ Moore.
Moronic pick.
But
Absolutely moronic.
yeah, I already thought about cutting Roshan this morning. He's not gonna. I don't know. Fitz here, $5. If you're the Flus, are you kicking or receiving if we win the coin toss? 7 points for either team could make or break our momentum, especially at home. Man, I like the idea of taking the ball, driving it right down their throats for a tutty.
I mean, I love getting the ball to start the second half, but if you kick to them, depends on how much you believe in your defense. You kick to them and they run the ball straight down the field, that's going to be a
What's
nausea.
your level of confidence in the defense? I was thinking about this morning. Out of 10.
3.
Wow. Brags.
in the defense
Yeah.
against the Packers.
Just in general.
That's the look at me like, can I am I allowed to be honest or am I allowed to lie?
I'm not lying. It's just am I allowed to be honest?
You're always allowed to be honest.
Well, because you're gonna make fun of me.
That's why that look.
Yeah,
okay, I got it. So
exactly.
you're gonna say a 9?
No, like 7.
Okay.
I was
you can
gonna say
seven.
I was gonna say 7.
Because of the turnovers, like he said.
What?
He's on
Come
Meatball
on.
Island. Don't look at him.
Yeah,
He's
don't
on
look at me that
Meatball
way.
Island.
I'm the vice president.
You're all by yourself.
On
You're out.
pessimism. Peninsula.
You're out in the ocean.
I
You
hate
made
this
some
show.
makeshift boat.
Said I
You're drowning. We're over here partying.
Okay,
We're
all right,
having
I
a
just-
party.
I just don't. I don't get it. But okay, maybe I do get it.
What's not to get?
What's not to get? What have they done that gives you any confidence in the defense?
They signed Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards.
Okay.
They
What are the most?
secondary is pretty damn good. Kyler Gordon, I gave defensive MVP of training camp.
Okay. All right,
Jalen Johnson's still out there. Eddie Jackson's back. Jaquan Brisker's supposedly healthy and playing.
You win up front.
They signed Yannick Ngakoue, DeMarcus Walker. It's like I feel like people forget this. Like those are real ass NFL players.
The only time I've seen DeMarcus Walker this entire preseason is him standing on the sidelines talking to someone.
Okay.
Yannick Ngakoue's been out for 3 seconds too. I don't understand how anybody can have any confidence.
Yannick Ngakoue is one of 5 players in the
It's
history of
just
the
so
NFL
funny,
to get
and maybe
8
this
sacks.
is something we can talk about tomorrow, but it is just so funny with the players they've brought in that have legitimate resumes and the talent that they have already had. Normally, not one Bears fan would be afraid to be excited about the season, but because we've had this like hardcore discussion about whether they're going to blow it and we're all afraid of our own shadows because of failed teams of the past, you've got this with what you're doing. Tremaine Edmonds has been a great linebacker in this league. They bring him in. DJ Moore has set records for a wide receiver his age. Justin Fields did things no quarterback's ever done.
I don't care who was hurt 3 weeks ago.
We were only
healthy now.
We were only talking about the defense.
You don't have confidence on either side of the ball yet.
I have complete confidence that DJ Moore is going to be a great player this year. 1,000% confidence in that.
Okay. All right, next one. Brant.
Carm hated this show 3 minutes ago. Now he's going to continue hating it.
He's leaving.
That was a horrible 4 minutes of my life. Keep going.
Brant said, is anyone surprised that Karn made it awkward? Listen to yesterday's show at 5 a.m. Shoot, dang, Hogue had me ready to go this morning. That's right, baby.
Brant,
I think he's talking about your hug.
No, he's talking. I think he's talking about the Burkhardt interview where he starts asking whatever he was
I don't
asking.
think it was awkward.
No, I think he's talking about yesterday's show.
Oh, okay, all right.
We can all speculate on the moments that I made it awkward.
Let's go back.
He's
Let's
talking
go
about
back to
yesterday's
Meatball
show when
Island.
Hogue came out firing to start the week, and then Carm got up and awkwardly hugged everyone.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was awkward. I thought it was beautiful.
Well, you mooned the whole.
He was listening.
YouTube.
He didn't even see the moon. And by the way, I know people who were watching and loved the moon. Thank you very much.
Name one.
Vooch loved the moon. He was so into a nice moon.
Vucevic?
Nikola Vucevic?
No.
Vucevic? Yeah.
Joey Vooch. I won't say his last
All
name.
right, Ben Wonderlick, $10 here. Let's fucking go. Meatball Island swag. Keep up the good work, guys.
Thank you, Ben.
FGB.
Ben, we're doing it for you.
Right. George. What do we got there?
Pound sterling.
Pound sterling.
He's from
What's that?
Birmingham, London,
Birmingham, England.
England, whatever.
What
Sorry,
size
George? Don't
What
kill
size
me.
meatball T-shirt does Wiederer wear, Greg?
We can get our boy Danny to wear one. That'd be the goal of the season.
I mean, we did just make a shirt that says what?
Meatball Island.
No,
Meatball
the other
Island?
one.
Yeah.
Chicago versus
We
everybody.
should give one of those shirts.
A Meatball Island shirt.
Yeah, okay.
Sean Ward, $10. Love the
HH. I don't know what that is.
HH.
Hogue Hug?
Hogue Hug.
Hallis Hall?
I like that you went to
happy
Hogue.
hour.
Happy
Oh,
hour.
happy hour.
God,
Thanks,
guys.
Sam. Sean, excuse me.
Sam.
Eyes are going,
He
man.
needs those readers.
These abbreviations in the super chats kill
Yeah, that's
me.
a little. Well, I know the
Can we
next
spell
one.
things
the
out,
next
guys?
one.
I
got
love
the
you
next
very
one.
much.
What
but
did you say while I was on vacation? The acronym you didn't understand, Lawrence? It was so funny.
Bad? Brags After Dark?
No.
Which one?
To be honest,
Oh
TBH,
yeah.
and you thought it was
Too bad, huh?
too bad, huh?
Yeah, too bad, huh?
Somebody put a super chat and it said TBH, to be honest, and he put too bad, huh?
That's a good move. I like
that one better.
I like
He
Hogue.
doesn't know.
Hogue just upgraded TBH.
He doesn't know
better.
acronyms. So Sean Ward, love the.
Oh, you knew HH?
Yes, I said it. Love the happy hour yesterday. I'd love to be the postmaster for Meatball Island. Always delivers and all cram invites to be marked RTS. Now I don't know what
Return to sender.
Return to sender.
Whoa!
Okay. Oh, wow, the turntables. Which Bear can you count on to deliver? Roshan Johnson. Dude runs angry.
Congratulations. You get to read Super Chats now forever.
No, you don't want that because we'll be here forever.
Yeah, probably. Bears on Kauai coming back, $4.99. Thanks, guys. She's always asking if she can say hi. Wish I could have done a reaction video. Huge smiles. Great show. He's talking about Savannah.
awesome.
If you weren't with us earlier, we gave his daughter Savannah.
Thank you, Bears
Shout
on Kauai.
Ronetta, hey, y'all. Y'all Sunday at my first tailgate.
That's awesome. Ronetta's been dealing with
see you all.
Yeah, she's gonna be
Gotcha.
there, and she's been dealing with raccoons in her house for like 2 weeks. There's been this raccoon saga. She's been.
How
on
do you
Twitter.
know that?
Because she's on Twitter. She's our friend. She came to our draft party.
Okay.
You know Ronetta.
Yeah, Remy. I know Remy. Love Remy. She's the
I
best.
do, and I didn't know that she was dealing with raccoons.
Yeah,
and,
it's been a real saga. I think she got it circumvented.
Have
though.
you gone over there?
No, I haven't.
Come
I
on.
would no.
What
You're
kind
really
of-
her friend. You would go fix the problem.
Can I promote the tailgate?
Yes.
I mean, for
It's
the
the
love
full
of
screen's
God.
on screen. Go for it.
Yes. So make sure you guys all come out for the official CHGO tailgate on the corner of Wabash and Cermak. If you become a diehard, you can get a discount on that event. You get a free T-shirt right out the gate. These shirts we just dropped, that can be yours. And you get discounts on all our tailgates coming up. There's going to be a ton of Bears fans that are going to be out there. Tickets have been selling quick, but we got plenty of room for everybody. All you can drink Goose Island beer. All you can eat Firewater barbecue. A lot of good times to be had. You can throw some bags with me. You can come over here and make fun of Carm. We can stuff him in a porter potty or something. Yeah, you and Hogue, have some fun, talk some Bears. We're all gonna be there. Nick, Will, the whole gang. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I don't know how we only have 152 likes on this show, but I'm upset about it.
It's
Is
very
there
annoying.
an HR that
It's
I
very
can
annoying.
talk to?
No, there isn't.
I was threatened.
In fact, Jake Flanagan, our boss, put in the chat, Carm, you are stuck in that old mindset Bears fans have had for far too long. We have to let the negative thoughts go.
They're not
and
negative.
Embrace. Do not interrupt your boss and embrace the possibility of success in 2023. Bear down.
Dear Jake,
He called you old.
dear Jake, I appreciate your optimistic perspective. For me, a nice, solid 7-win season is a great season of solid progress on our way to the Super Bowl.
Sounds lame.
I am going to. I actually think that I'm the most optimistic and most positive because I have the lowest bar of success. Whereas all y'all are putting out their 10, 11 wins, and you're putting pressure on these guys. Whereas Uncle Carm over here is creating a nice, comfortable living environment for 2023, where we all can relax and enjoy a great season and get ourselves to 7, 8 comfortable, amazing wins. And 2024, 2025, we put 1985 to bed. That's what's happening. That's where I'm at. I don't know how you guys live your lives, but I feel great in my perspective.
It's
That was
got to
the
be
dumbest
comfortable.
argument I've ever
It's
heard.
got to be comfortable up on that fence.
That was like the scene in Billy Madison where I award you 0 points.
You're gonna find
It's,
out.
Yeah.
take your 7 wins and take a big sip of optimism and add 2 to 4 more wins. You know, Jake, I'll consider it. I'd also like to consider, people like the guy to my left here who sat here. Never mind, I'm not going to do it. Probably sat here for 7 years telling you how great Mitchell Trubisky was. And then now.
Yeah, it's okay to be wrong. Don't be
okay,
afraid.
At least you admitted it.
Don't be
That's
afraid
fine.
to be wrong in life.
That's okay. At least you admitted that you were wrong. Normally I hear it's like, oh, well, it was still Nagy's fault. I'm telling you.
Oh, here come the voices. We've
Mitch
reached.
was the man. We just didn't use him right. Yeah.
No, you were all wrong, and you sat there and you screamed about it and you yelled at everybody. You did negative. No, he sucked.
Are you done yet?
Are you done? You,
Hey, yes, I am done. I'm absolutely done.
Go check out the new merch, chgolocker.com. All the new shirts, sweatshirts. There's a Die Hard exclusive. Become a Die Hard. Remember, when you become a Die Hard, you get a shirt. That's a good perk. You can get one of those. It's about half the value. Not quite anymore. It's a big part of the value for joining us here as diehards. And those of you that are already diehards, it was awesome hanging out with you last night in our happy hour, or as we now call
That
it,
was so
the
fun.
HH. We had a great time. Carlos Zambrano showed up.
That was pretty rad.
Carlos Zambrano was in our happy hour because of Carm.
Big Z wanted to talk to Bears fans. I said, do you want to talk to Bears fans? He said yes. He wanted to talk to you, Daniel Trump, and you, Gary Ross, and you, Ravi.
Carlos Zambrano and Corey Wooten. That's who you could have hung out with if you're in our happy hour last night.
Wood was awesome.
We had a great time.
And like I said, Brant was talking about the Burkhardt interview when Carm made it awkward.
Well, it's hard to keep track.
It is true.
Carm makes everything awkward.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Brant.
Tomorrow's going to be a Meatball Thursday. I'm going to be at Hallis Hall. These
You're
two.
leaving me with this guy?
Yeah, I'm going to leave you guys.
Yeah, you. How are you going to leave me on our last show?
It
of
can't
the
be
week?
any worse than the last time I left you guys here.
No, it can't.
I might consider doing the show solo tomorrow.
I'm going to join you guys.
We
from
both do a live show. I'll be in Studio B. You be here.
We'll see which one gets more views.
Let's go. I will battle.
You don't want that stuff.
That sounds kind of fun. I kind of like this idea.
Listen, I'm happy to lose that battle. But the 3 people that come for me, you,
Mubs,
are my guys.
Mubs will be there.
Wait.
I'm going to watch 10
Burnett
minutes.
is coming to
I'll
me.
watch 10 minutes of both and then decide which one I want to go on.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I kind of like this.
Are you calling in? We going to talk to you?
Yeah.
Ross-
Corey Wooten's here tomorrow, too. Corey Wooten's going to join you guys. I'm going to join you guys.
Okay, so
He
we're
doesn't-
not.
We're not leaving you completely.
You sure that he's joining us? Because I talked to him today, and he definitely didn't say that. But we'll make sure
can
that's
do
We
out.
talked about it on the happy hour last night.
We can do the pre-production, later.
Corey
today.
Wooten's going to be on the show tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Noon tomorrow. We're getting closer. Bears Packers. Can't wait. Let's go. Talk to you tomorrow.
Bear down,